Good afternoon. This is kind of a short follow-up to the video that I made last week about touring the mimosa nursery in Los Angeles. So you don't need to spend a lot of money if you want your own fruit forest. And really the cheapest way would be to just propagate the tropicals from seed. And I wanted to kind of show you how easy it is for most of these tropicals to be propagated from seeds. Let me start off by showing you these volunteers here. So this video is going to cover mostly propagation from seeds. There's a lot of benefits actually to propagating tropicals from seed. Some of which would be, the biggest benefit would be once they are able to make it for the first couple of years, they're generally okay with the environment. I mean, regardless of the cold, because they are established and acclimated to the soil and the climate, they usually are they're usually hardier than one that is grafted. So I wanted to show you the volunteers that we've got growing here. So these two are about a year old. These are lychees volunteers, in the sense that we ate the lychee fruits, tossed the seeds here, and started growing. Same with this mango right here. I'm pretty sure this is a Keith mango. So just one note about the mangoes, okay? Depending on the mango variety, if grown from seed, you're going to encounter two types depending on the seed types. Mangoes come in what's known as a polyembryonic or a monoembryonic. The poly ones are the ones that are quote unquote true to seed, in the sense that if grown from seed, they are going to taste exactly like the fruit that you just consumed. And most of those mangoes include many of the Southeast Asian ones and the ones that originate from the Philippines. We're talking Manila, Nam Dok Mai, Keo Savoy. All of those are true to seed. The other ones, the mono varieties, typically originate from India. So, but again, I mean, personally, to me, it's not a big deal if it's not true to seed. I mean, a mango is a mango. I mean, I don't think I've ever had a bad mango. So that's just one of the, and also very specific to mango. I will say, if you germinate them and then put them in the ground, they are gonna really love it, as opposed to a mango that, say, you bought, such as this guy right here. This is a Manila, which we put in the ground last week, so it's going a week old, well, in the ground anyway. So I've got another week to go before I know if this guy takes it or not. So far, everything points to the sign that it's gonna be okay. But mangoes, especially when transplanting from a container to a ground, your soil is got to be perfect in the sense that drainage has to be there. Whereas if you, say, plant one from seed, such as this atufu here, this is a relative of the Manila, but because this guy was planted directly in the ground, I mean, if it's able to make it for the first couple of winters, it is going to be awesome. I mean, it's going to have no problem with the clay soil that I have here. And speaking of germinating from seed, see all these guavas? All of these guavas are going about 2 years old now. They were all germinated from seed. Most tropicals, including guavas, will start producing fruits for you, bearing fruit, generally in about between 3 to 5 years. That's really not a whole lot of time. I wanted to show you some of the seedling stations that I've got back here. So, jackfruits, from my experience, insanely easy to propagate from seed, which is why I've got multiple here. I mean, I've had like a nearly 100% success rate with germinating the jackfruits from seed. Jackfruits have been known to produce fruit in as little as 2 years. So yeah, jackfruit is one that, and I mean, the fruits themselves are massive, so you're bound to get hundreds of seeds just from one fruit. Wanted to show you. So there are some trees that is very difficult to find, ones that are grafted anyway. And really, so propagation from seed is probably going to be your only option. That includes this guy right here, a durian. I mean, obviously, as you can see, some seeds didn't make it, but some of them should make it. So durian, and also I've got a rambutan here, back here. Actually, a set of rambutan. With rambutans, you're gonna want multiples, just due to the pollination requirements. So I've got 3 seedling rambutans back here. Yeah, these, I know there is a nursery down in Los Angeles that sells them, but I mean, rambutan is also another one that is very easy to propagate from seed. Wanted to kind of show you, oh yeah, rambutan, and also, check it out. These are, I wouldn't say the volunteers. I mean, I didn't intentionally grow them here. Just toss the seeds in here and they start growing. These are wax jambus. They are the black diamond wax jambus. In as little as 3 years, they will start producing fruits for you. In fact, this so that's a black diamond. This is a green diamond. This guy was grafted, but looking at the size of this tree, it's only about, maybe I would say about 4 years old, and this guy is a very heavy producer. So if you imagine 4 years from now, once I split those seedlings up, each of them are going to produce a tree that is about this size, and I mean, again, it is very productive. I wanted to show you, speaking of the ease at which some of these tropicals germinate, the purple mangosteen is one that's a bit more challenging when germinating from seed. And the reason for that is really the fresh mangosteens that you find in the stores, if you're lucky enough, are mostly treated through irrigation. However, so it took me a long time to try to germinate one from seed. I had success finally. It'd be this guy right here. I must have gone to at least 200-300 seed attempts, but one did finally bounce up. Actually, no. Actually, if you come closer, this is a treat. Look at that. 2. I take it back. 2. So there are 2 purple mangosteens sprouting. This one right here, I actually bought online, so I don't count this as being, me being successful. But these 2, I had a hand in germinating. So purple mangosteens. Yeah, just kind of wanted to touch bases. You don't need to spend a whole lot of money when you want to, add things to your food forest. I mean, like I said, just a couple of notes. Most tropicals bear fruit within, you're talking 3 to 5 years. There are exceptions. We're talking the lychees. I wouldn't try to germinate those from seeds just because you're talking 10 plus years before they start producing fruits. Same with the longans. But for the most part, guavas, like Thai guava here, massive clump of fruit. A lot of these will start germinating and bearing fruit relatively quickly. And as a bonus, when you're germinating trees from seed is structurally, they are going to be a lot better. I mean, if you look at this mamey sapote here, it obviously is a grafted tree. I mean, it's not the prettiest looking tree in the world. Whereas, if you take a look at this seedling mamey, it's an actual tree. So structurally, it's going to be a lot better. Again, just the emphasis on just maybe taking care of them just for the first year or two. And generally, they're usually good to go. So anyhow, yeah, that's it. All right, have a good afternoon.